Welcome everybody to the Gamecocks Dynasty here, episode 2, as we begin our season with an excellent home matchup against the Charlotte 49ers. Now obviously this is supposed to be a lopsided matchup, but it will be an excellent opportunity for the Gamecocks and a lot of their new faces to get their first win of the season here in front of a home crowd in week 1 as head coach Belac Smemes begins his career here in Columbia with the 49ers coming to town against the Gamecocks. We have a beautiful day today in South Carolina and an opportunity to get the ball immediately as the 49ers would defer the kickoff, so they're going to allow the Gamecocks to take the ball first. And we have Amarian Brown, senior receiver, back there to return. He's got it at about the goal line, so he's going to bring it out to the 10, to the 20, breaking to the outside, to the 30, spin move down to the 36-yard line, maybe the 37 as Rattler and company come out. A lot of new faces on this offense. We've got Spencer Rattler obviously coming in from Oklahoma, but we also have Antoine Wells Jr. on the outside. Marshawn Lloyd, a nice way to start his day, 4 yards. So Antoine Wells Jr. on the outside. Corey Rucker, a junior receiver. Jaheim Bell this time gets the tackle, or gets the reception, and he's going to get tackled down after about a 5-yard gain. Now 3rd and 7. Rattler looking to his man Van, and he's going to break a few tackles, get a 4th and inches with a 7-yard catch. The Niners celebrate, but here we are, 4th and inches early in the game. Rattler to Lloyd. Lloyd hit in the backfield, but he breaks it, and he's got a Gamecock first down, 6 yards there, as the defense cannot hold. 1st and 10 now. Rattler calling an audible. He wants to flip the play. It's going to be a counter play to Lloyd. He's got a lot of room. Some good blocking on the outside as he flies down the field. 13 yards later, he's got another first down. 3rd and 9 now for Rattler and company. A lot of third downs on this first drive. Rattler fires, and it's almost intercepted. Anthony Butler breaks it up, and the Gamecocks settle for a Mitch Jeter field goal here to start their day, start their season. 3-0 is where we stand. Now, this 49ers offense, sure, they may not have all the talent in the world as LeMay has nowhere to go. Benny LeMay is going to lose 2 yards to start his day. They might not have all the talent in the world, but they are still a good offensive unit. This time, Sheriffs is going to go to the air, fires to the outside, and he just has to throw that one over the head of his man. And now we get the ball back immediately. 1st and 10, 4:27 in this quarter remains. Rattler on a play action, rolling around, fires in the flats. Who else would it be? Jaheim Bell. Now, if you're confused, he is wearing number 30 because at the time, number 0 was not a number you were allowed to wear. And if you put it at 0, it forces you to wear 00. So I could change it, but I didn't really like the 00s. Anyways, 3rd and inches now later on the same drive. Rattler wants to throw, fires to Bell again in traffic. He gets hit hard, and the Gamecocks would get it down to the goal line. 3rd and goal now. Put it in, Lloyd. Touchdown. Marshawn Lloyd, a 1-yard run, and his first of many this season. The junior running back is having an excellent day. So far, 86 total yards for the Gamecocks, 20 for the Niners. They're getting started, though, there with Benny LeMay rushing for 11 yards right up the middle. And this Gamecock defense continues to hold strong. 1st and 10 with about 42 seconds left. Sheriff's going to give it to LeMay again. Got a lot of room, pushing Strawn forward, and he is going to get 10 yards. He got hit at about a 2-yard gain, and he just fought for those extra 8 yards. Now 3rd and 1, play action. Sheriffs wants to throw downfield. Nobody open. He takes off for himself to the 30. Nobody within 10 yards of him. To the 10. 5. Pushed out of bounds. I thought he might have died for that one, but 36 yards later, this offense is taking over with a goal line set here after a beautiful run by Evan Sheriffs. They forgot the quarterback, and he's eventually shoved out by who I believe was Darius Rush. Now 1st and goal. Sheriffs on the very next play wants to go to LeMay. Got it into the end zone. Benny LeMay puts the Niners on the board. The first touchdown of the season for the 49ers, and we sit at a 3-point lead now, 10-7. 3rd and 6 on the next drive. Rattler looking to not disappoint, and he just throws a errant pass right out of bounds as the Gamecocks stall out on that one. 1st and 10 now. Sheriff's going back to LeMay, looking to make the tackle, makes a man miss. That was Mo Kaba, and instead Marcellus Dial will have to bring him down after about a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 now on the same drive. Sheriff's play action or option play, and he has got nowhere to go. Jordan Strawn coming in to make that tackle. A beautiful read, made him keep the ball, and Jordan Strawn brings them down. So they would settle on 4th and 4 for an extremely long field goal. This is about a 50-yarder, and it would fall just short. So the Gamecocks lead sits at 10-7 still. 2nd and 4 on that next drive. Another counter play. They've had a major success on these, and Marshawn Lloyd cuts it out and ripped down by the horse caller, but they are not going to call that one apparently. Now 1st and 10. Rattler, play action, wants to roll out, fires down the middle of the field. The new face on this offense, another one. Antoine Wells from James Madison makes a great catch. Now 3rd and 8. Rattler, nobody open immediately. Instead, he rolls out, fires back across his body. It's a bad pass. Anthony Butler again almost hauls in his 2nd interception. He could have had 2 already, but he's dropped them both. And instead, another Mitch Jeter field goal. We might be able to manage this against a team like Charlotte, but next week we head right into a matchup against a top 5 Georgia team, and field goals are not going to cut it as Kofa's open down the middle, right side. He just splits the defenders. I was not expecting that. 1st and 10 later on the drive. Sheriff's play action, rolling around, wants to fire into coverage, and he's intercepted. Cam Smith with the pick, and he's rumbling down the sideline. Unfortunately, Sheriff's was there to stop him, but this Gamecocks offense needs to get some momentum going. 1st and 10. Rattler wants to throw down the sideline to Leggett, and it's dropped. Xavier Leggett drops a beautifully thrown ball, so the Gamecocks trying not to go 3 and out after the turnover. 3rd and 8. Rattler to the middle, almost caught again. Jaheim Bell drops it in coverage, and Rattler's tough day continues. 13-7 is the score. 3rd and 10 for the Niners. They're going to give it to LeMay on a screen, and they have to punt it right back to the Gamecocks. We've got about 1:41 remaining in this 2nd quarter. 1st and 10 for the Gamecocks. Rattler all alone in the backfield. Triple wide set. He's going to fire to Joyner. He touches the field, and he touches the ball. A 23-yard catch for Dak Joyner there. 2nd and 2 now. A little under a minute remains. Rattler wants to throw, rolling around. All kinds of time to the end zone, and it is incomplete. His man Leggett came open at the last second, but instead it sails over his head. So on 3rd and 2, they just try and get the first down and just barely get enough for it as we sit at 1st and 10. 35 seconds remaining. Rattler under pressure once again rolls out. 2 men open to the end zone. Xavier Leggett, touchdown. Gamecocks, touchdown. Number 17, Xavier Leggett, with his first of the season. He has had an impressive showing so far today as the Niners offense gets back on the field to start the 2nd half. And Benny LeMay, who's had a very successful start to his day, struggling to get anything going on this first drive. 3rd and 6 for the Niners. Sheriff's out of the shotgun, kind of under pressure, wants the screen pass to LeMay. Got some great blocking down the field, and he's going to get a 13-yard catch and run as this 49ers offense has proved to be consistently decent against this front line of the Gamecocks. Not a lot of pressure so far, but this time Darius Rush is right there to read it, and Benny LeMay is brought down for a loss of 3. Now 3rd and 8. Trying to get off the field. This Gamecocks defense needs it. Sheriffs wants to throw down the sideline to the covered man. Darius Rush almost had the 2nd turnover of the day for this defense. Instead, we get to see our first glimpses of the new man on the roster. Another one for about a 10-yard gain. That is former Wake Forest starting running back Christian Beal-Smith, with his first run being a very productive one. Now 2nd and 1. Going to go to Lloyd this time, and they have a very prolific and electric back room as he runs down the middle for 13 yards. Lloyd has been very productive. Not a lot of resistance on him today. Rattler on 1st and 10 wants to throw downfield, and it is caught. Leggett breaks into the open and down to the 10-yard line. Thought for sure that was an interception. Instead, Leggett finds a way to get it again, and his excellent day continues. Now on a 3rd and 5, Lloyd on the counter. Touchdown, South Carolina. Touchdown, Marshawn Lloyd, with a nice scamper there from about 5 yards out as the score extends to 27-7. Another screen on 3rd and 10. Breaking it apart is the defensive lineman, and the Gamecocks would get the ball right back here in this third quarter with about 1:12 remaining. Rattler's going to go to Lloyd up the middle, and he's going to get hit hard, but not after a 10-yard run. So after that nice run from Rattler, we've got a 2nd and inches. Rattler wants to throw it this time, and Wells is going to get that on the right side, 17 yards, 3rd and 6. Rattler's got Beal Smith beside him, wants to run it again to the end zone. They call him down, and now 2nd and goal. Let him finish the job. Touchdown, Christian Beal Smith. They kick the extra point, and it is 34-7 as this offense and defensive unit have found their groove a little bit. Sheriff's on a 1st and 10 trying to run, and he is finally brought down. I believe that may be the 1st or 2nd sack of the day. Not a lot of pressure from this front line of the Gamecocks. 3rd and 13, though, for Sheriff's and company. Another screen pass. This time, it is going to go for a good amount of yards as he's down, rumbling over people about to midfield at about the 46-yard line. Now on a 4th and 3. On the same drive, the 49ers needed to keep their hopes alive. They're going to give it to LeMay, trying to get to the outside, and he doesn't even come close there. 2nd and 2 now on the next Gamecocks possession. This last few minutes of this fourth quarter are going to fly by. Not a lot of action, but we have the backups in, and Amarion Brown showing his value on an excellent jet sweep play. Luke Doty is in at quarterback for this team. Now Christian Beal Smith continues to get carries and continues to be productive on a 3rd and 13 as the Gamecocks settle for another field goal, this time for a 4th and 6. Mitch Jeter up, and it is no good. Off the right, upright, and the score stands at 34-7. Now, with about 4 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter, 3rd and 6. Sheriff's on the next drive, wants to go downfield, firing to the outside, and he's got his man. What a catch by Cameron Bent, and a very athletic play to stay in bounds. 3rd and 10 now. Sheriff's looking down, looking to make his men move. Sheriff's wants to go downfield, firing deep downfield, and he has got it to Quattlebaum. What a great catch, 44 yards for Mark Quattlebaum. And on a 2nd and 4, the 49ers are on the doorstep. Time is clicking down. Sheriff's to the end zone. Touchdown, R.J. Tyler. 5-yard reception there, and the 49ers will get on the board again. 34-14 would be your final, though, as the Gamecocks run the clock out the rest of the way. And a very interesting win to start the season. You never want to complain about a win, but this offense looked very slow to begin the game. They had some struggles, but there's that man. 20 carries for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns for Marshawn Lloyd. A great showing for him as the Gamecocks go to 1-0 on this young season, and they defeat the Charlotte 49ers 34-14 as they fall to 0-1 to start their year. Obviously, kind of a strange start to the season. I feel like this team could have done a lot better in this game, but they just didn't take advantage of all their opportunities. Rattler had a decent game, nothing special. 15 for 25, 183 yards, a touchdown. No interceptions is probably the most important stat there. On the rushing side of things, we were much, much better. Marshawn Lloyd, 20 for 97, 2 touchdowns. Christian Beal Smith, 12 for 59, and a touchdown. Juju McDowell also added on 3 for 12. I don't think you saw any of him in the gameplay, but he is on the roster. This is an extremely talented running back group we have, and Rattler liked to spread the ball around. Pretty much everybody that is major got a reception. Jaheim Bell became his favorite target there in that first half. 3 catches for 33 yards. Antoine Wells, 3 for 35, 3 for 65, 3 for 35. Xavier Legette, 2 for 62 and a touchdown. Christian Beal Smith and Josh Vann and Amarian Brown, Dak Joyner, and Austin Stogner all found a way to get a reception there. Defensively, a good game overall. R.J. Roderick had 9 total tackles. Cam Smith, obviously 5 tackles, 1 for loss, a interception there early in that second quarter. This team showed a lot of, resilience. They started out the day allowing a good bit of runs, on the ground, and in that second half, they shut them down. Thankfully, the offense for the 49ers kind of had to rely on their passing game, and as you can see, that didn't go too well for them. He finished 15 for 30, 207, a touchdown in garbage time, and an interception, so not the most efficient game for the 49ers, but nonetheless, the Gamecocks come out on top here in their first game of the season. If we look at the preseason polls, we currently sit about, in a decent position. We're not near even close to being ranked just yet, but we sit at 46th overall. Obviously, there's a lot of teams that I'd love to be ahead of, but as of right now, we've just got to build this team. We've got to get better, and we've got to become what this team I know they can be. And man, I didn't realize Iowa had a 63 offense in this game. That is absolutely crazy. But right now, pretty much it sits about where you would expect it to be. There are a few major matchups if you look into this week. There are some college game day matchups so far in this week 1. Usually there's not a lot of major matchups, but we do have a very big ranked matchup, I believe. And it is going to be a very, or I thought we did, yes we do, right here. Texas A&M taking on Georgia. Let's go ahead and see. The Aggies come out on top 28-21 as the Bulldogs struggle to get going. And man, what a big upset here on College Game Day. The game of the week, Texas A&M versus Georgia. There are a few other interesting ones. We've got like LSU at TCU. Those are two teams that right now in real life are ranked. Unfortunately, so far right here, they aren't ranked. And TCU embarrasses LSU with Max Duggan there at quarterback. Nothing really else too important, but I will be doing that at least once a week. I will have a game day matchup. Conference outlook, so far we are predicted to be 6th or finish 6th in the conference. The Bulldogs are the only team that's predicted to finish 1st in our side, but they are currently 0-1 technically in conference. On the other side, the Alabama Crimson Tide are projected to finish 1st overall in their SEC Western Division. Now, on the recruiting front, haven't put the points to anybody yet, but I am going to introduce you guys to a lot of our main targets. Now, we do have a good bit of needs. We've got a lot of seniors, especially at that receiver position, so we've got a lot of people that we're going after. But I'm just going to introduce you to a few of the guys. Fullback doesn't really matter in this offense, but Jimmy Lucas is a guy that we'll probably bring on. Steve DeLuca at that center position and John Davis are going to be our main targets there. At the free safety, we've got a guy like Mike Harris, Patrick Morris. Mike Harris is a JUCO guy, and Chad Davis. I know he's a one-star, but I want to be realistic, and I want to give these South Carolina guys a chance at least to play on some type of roster. And then this is the most important spot, receiving. We have John Baker, Chris Dobzinski, Gary Richard, Donald Smith, Brandon Robinson, and Cole Jones. Now, we're actually in a good spot for most of these guys, so I would be very happy if we probably get at least one or two of them. And that would be probably best case scenario in my opinion. We do also have a 75 overall Randy Ridgway from Anderson, South Carolina athlete, and he would be a very, very big piece for us to get. He's currently at a 75. Could go down, but he also could go up. We don't really have any other major pieces just yet that we're going after. I mean, we've got guys down here like a Jamal Wilson, a 4-star defensive tackle, but other than that, I haven't filled out the recruiting all the way yet. I want to give them a little bit of time to see how these guys go before I fill out the rest of it, but I'll probably go in and add the rest of the positions on there. But as always, what would you guys like to see different in this series? If you'd like to see a more in-depth recruiting thing, maybe I could post a video like that in between every episode. Go ahead and let me know what you guys would enjoy about this. Thank you all for continuing to support and watch this series here on episode 2. If you did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video or a upload in this series and you stay up to date on your Gamecocks Dynasty. I thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week.